So, am I live? Am I live? Please, please, please. Am I live? I hope I am live because YouTube is not showing me my screen. Um, hmm. Am I live, you guys? Do you see me? Like, ah. And is my sound good? All right. Sound is good too. So, man, ladies and gentlemen, this is, I love this. I love astrology. Let's just say that. Trademark. I love astrology because I was just having back and forth conversations with Dr. Arjun Pai on email on nakshatras, and the talk came about nakshatra and cars because like my car lease is gonna be up in like a month or two, so I'm just like, you know, I was just talking to Dr. Arjun Pai when we were talking about nakshatra, and from there I figured out something crazy. I figured out something just like wow. Wow. What is that? What is that one thing? See, remember the video that I made with Venus? Venus, what is Venus in astrology? Okay? If you watch that video, please go watch it. Just type in what is Venus in astrology on YouTube. You'll find my video. In the video, I talked about how Venus represents vehicles. And how when they purchase a vehicle, when they purchase, let's say, a brand new vehicle, even a used vehicle, whenever they get a new purchase, somehow relationships starts dancing, whether it's a single person or a married person. Somehow relationships and marriage starts dancing, meaning let's say you've had a dull run in your marriage and you suddenly buy a new car or lease a new car. Suddenly your relationship has a dramatic impact on that with you buying that. Okay, so that's one thing. That's one thing about how when you buy a vehicle, you activate Venus because Venus is the kark of vehicle. So you want to buy a new car? Wait till you watch this video. You'll be thanking me. Okay? And yes, I'll take 15% of all your paychecks when your paychecks increases at your job. Wow, I'll be a rich man. So anyway, guys, this particular video is not really related to relationships. It actually is related to your prosperity and wealth. How is it related to prosperity and wealth? Well, first of all, Venus is a karka of liquid wealth. Liquid wealth, or wealth that makes you look beautiful, the wealth that upgrades your status in society. So there's one wealth, which is wealth of knowledge, wealth of having sustenance in life, having a roof over your head, having good bank balance, having children growing up in a good environment. But then there's a what I call it, stupid wealth, right? Then there are people like buying Ferrari on their day off because they're bored. So Venus represents that type of wealth, that flamboyant wealth. Okay? So just as getting a car makes your relationships dance, it also makes your wealth starts dancing. Okay? The wealth starts dancing. So in such case, how do we determine if the vehicle that we are getting, how is it going to impact our life? And this is where I want you to interact with me when I say this because I'm pretty sure most of you have vehicles. I mean, nowadays, if you're working in McDonald's, I mean, they're even driving a car, so world is like a global village, so everything is available for everybody. It's no longer like, oh, it's a American car. Well, first of all, you don't want to get an American car, but it's a German car or Japanese car. I don't know when I can get it. No, you can get it now. But what determines, okay, you getting a car will activate certain part of your life. How will getting a car activate certain part of your life? Well, that's where you have to see the car manufacturer. What car are you getting? What do I mean by this? Look at the name of the brand. Are you getting a Toyota? Are you getting a Mercedes Benz? Are you getting a Lexus? Are you getting an Audi? Are you getting Honda, Bajaj, Mahindra? Because I think Bajaj, Fiat, and Mahindra are like top cars in India as well. At least that I know of since I left India. I mean, the only thing that I saw back in 80s was like a Fiat, Nissan. Okay, so now let's get to the beautiful part. Okay, so let's say, for example, you're a Leo ascendant. Okay, you're a Leo ascendant. And let's say you've got prominent planets sitting in your ascendant. You've got the 10th Lord sitting. You've got your 5th Lord sitting. You've got your ascendant Lord Sun itself sitting in the sign of Leo. Now, specifically, okay? Specifically, let's say if they are sitting in the nakshatra of Purva Falguni. Purva Falguni, okay? And let's say, where's my screen here? Did I lose you guys? What the? Okay, I didn't. So let's say you have a Purva Falguni nakshatra. You've got Venus in the ascendant, you've got Sun in the ascendant, you've got your 7th Lord, or let's say your 4th Lord, Mars in the ascendant, and they're in the nakshatra of Purva Falguni. And let's say you are struggling in your career. Okay, you're struggling. And somehow, some way, you manage to get a car. You're like, I gotta work, I gotta get a car. I gotta go, I can't do anything, I can't transit for 4 hours to get to my job. So I need a cheap car. So what happens is you get a Toyota. You get a Toyota. And as soon as you get a Toyota, suddenly your life starts flourishing. Especially, let's say, most of your planets are in 2nd Padha or 3rd Padha of Purva Falguni. Okay? When you get Toyota, I'm not talking about any other car, Toyota or Tesla. Let's say you get a Tesla or Toyota. Suddenly you see your career flourishing. You get a promotion, you get a great job, you suddenly get a business idea. Let's say, for example, you've got Venus, Saturn, or Venus, Mars, and Saturn in the ascendant sitting in Magha Nakshatra. Your life is fine. You're doing okay. Let's say you're working in real estate. And suddenly you're like, you know what? I don't know why, but I want to get a Mercedes Benz. Or I don't know, I want to get a McLaren. Well, if you can afford a McLaren, man, you don't even need to worry about this video. But let's say, for example, you get a Mazda. You get a Mazda. As soon as you get a Mazda or Mercedes, suddenly your life starts flourishing in 5-6 months. How? Why? So again, we go back to the first video I made of Venus, of how getting a car activates your ability to find enjoyment, comfort, and luxury because it activates your Venus. Now, if your Venus is not in good place, you probably won't even want to buy a car. You won't care to have a car. You won't even care to even know what car brand you should buy. Because I've seen some people with certain type of a Venus where they're like, I don't care what it is, I just need a car and I just got this. That's it. I'd rather not even have a car. Okay. So first we have to see your Venus. That is getting a car even good for a person? Perhaps when you get a car, it always gets scratched. It always has some problem happening. And suddenly, you even like have issues within your relationship. That happens. But that only happens in a very, very, very severe cases. Most of the time, activation of Venus improves the quality of Venus. That's the thing. Activation of Venus improves the quality of Venus. A vehicle is like you are putting Venus on a pink pillow. You're saying, Venus, I know you're pretty dirty in my horoscope and you're quite trashed. Okay, but guess what? I'm going to give you a shower. I'm going to put clothes on you. I'm going to brush your hair. And I'm going to put you on this pink pillow, which is a car. So no matter how bad the person is, if you give them a shower, you feed them, you do their hair, they're homeless, and you give them a place, they will enjoy it. This is why I said Venus most of the time will improve itself. But when you improve Venus with this pink pillow of vehicle, you want to know what are you activating in your life. Let's say you get a car, but you go into debt. You get a car, you get into debt. You get into credit card debt. You get into medical debt. Okay? You get into debt for your business. Then, after 3 years, you give that car away, you get some other company. So from Toyota, you go to Mazda. And suddenly, your debt is vanished. Your problems are vanished. Your career is flourishing. So, this is where we have to understand the nakshatra and padha of the planet. And obviously, Dr. Pai went deeper into the D16 chart because D16 chart is a chart of vehicles, conveniences. But just from the birth chart itself, we can direct a native because believe me, just by having this email discussion with Dr. Arjun Pai today, it activated everything in my life. I went back. Then what I did, I called 3 close people of mine, 3 great friends of mine, and I called them. And I'm like, okay, so I remember you used to drive a Toyota 4Runner, right? Okay, so did these things started happening to you? Like, yeah, you know that. You know what happened with her and what happened with my dad and this and that. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so what are you driving now? It's like I'm out driving a Audi A7. So then I went to Audi A7. Then I looked at this. And then I'm like, okay, so when you got this Audi, you made connections with people who are higher up managers who are like maybe CEOs and they kind of helped you grow. Like, yes, that happened. It's like, how are you knowing all these things? I'm like, dude, I do astrology, of course. But it's like, why are you connecting these with the cars? Because I want to know. I'm just experimenting with things. Then one of my other friends that I know, he is in real estate and he just gave his car back 6 months ago. Like his lease was up, so he gave his car back. And he said, I don't really need a car because my wife has a car and I just drive her car. Okay, well, it's not his wife, it's his girlfriend, but they're pretty much been together for so long. It just, they're planning to get together, but get married. But I'm like, is the car in your name? He's like, no, the car is in her name. I'm like, okay, so tell me how your life has been since you gave that car back. He's like, well, my business has been slowed. My business is down. I'm like, okay. I'm like, so then I'm like looking at his chart. I've done his work before, so I looked at it and I'm like, okay. As soon as you go back and get the BMW that you returned, your business will go up. Because he has like two, three different businesses, they're all suffering. But especially the main business that he has, that really, really got affected. So, right when he says, I'm like, okay, so what date did you give this car back? He says, I gave this car back on this date. I'm like, how soon after that the things got slowed down and, clients weren't coming? He says, about a month. I'm like, that's it. So what happens is when you get a vehicle, you suddenly have activated your fourth house of comfort, love, prosperity, and Venus as well, the karka of the fourth house. And fourth house activates Mars and Moon because all these three planets are karka of the fourth house: real estate, vehicles, mother, emotions, and comfort. So all three planets, especially Venus, is the main one because your vehicle more than real estate. Okay, more than your land. So when you, let's say, get a vehicle, let's say you're planning to buy a vehicle, you got to make sure which manufacturer are you getting, because based on that manufacturer, it can activate certain things in your life. So let's say, for example, you're a Gemini ascendant. Okay, you're a Gemini ascendant. You've got, let's say, Venus Moon in Rohini Nakshatra. Okay, you got Venus Moon in Rohini Nakshatra in the 12th house. And let's say you have a great desire to travel. You want to travel the world. You want to travel the world. But you're not able to. Maybe you don't have the means. You don't have the time. Well, in such case, if you are, let's say, about to get a new vehicle, lease a new vehicle, let's say your lease is up, you're giving a new vehicle, I will be like, you know what? You want to travel the world and you're about to get a new car? Okay, why don't you go get a Volvo? Go get a Volvo. When you get the Volvo, you will see how you travel. This is so amazing because literally I was just like back and forth with him for an hour. I was in the shower. I was in the shower after the middle of my conversation with him because, I mean, I have no idea what he's doing. He doesn't know what I'm doing. So I'm in the shower. Suddenly something sparked in my head. I'm like, holy shit. This is so. I'm like quickly washing my thing, wearing my clothes, coming back to the thing, and I'm emailing him. I'm like, oh my God, Dr. Pi, this is so crazy. Da, 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 da. Look at this, look what happened. It's like clockwork. Clockwork. So you're struggling in your career, okay? Now, one thing you gotta remember, I'm not encouraging anybody to get a car, buy a car, or lease a car if you do not have the means, if you do not have a job right now to pay the monthly payments. Because I will never tell you to get in debt and get a car. Absolutely not. I will not do that. But let's say you are, I saw many people, many of you in the live feed saying that I want to get a new car. So if you're going to get a new car, make sure and see what is activating. What do you like to activate? And will activating that thing will be good or not? Okay. And for this, you have to understand nakshatra and you have to understand nakshatra sound. And obviously, for those who do not know, because you need to know your nakshatra and padha of your birth chart. So if you don't know this, you can go to my website, astrologycares.com. On the shop section, you'll see the report on option 5 all the way to option 1920. where you will get the report and you will see your degrees on the second page. Degrees are important, and then what letter, the sound it is, which is very easy. You can Google nakshatra sounds. And so let's say you are a Purva Bhadrapada nakshatra. Just look at Purva Bhadrapada sound. But at the same time, you want to understand, okay, like, okay, so when I activate Purva Bhadrapada, what is being activated? So if Purva Bhadrapada activates your 8th house or 6th house or 3rd house, and there are strongly malefic planets sitting there, then you may not want to get a vehicle related to those nakshatra sounds. And if you have that and your life has been just ups and downs, then that's a strong indication that because of getting that vehicle activate. Remember, 4th house is the house of activation of your karma. 4th house is the storage of your life, right? Dr. Arjun Pai has said this from the beginning. 1st house is you. 4th house is the activation, the storage of your 4th house. This is why 4th house becomes so important. This is why 4th house, which is vehicles, is so strongly connected to your life. Vastu Shastra is connected to your life because 4th house is land and real estate. So when you buy a home, okay, some people get a home and they are suddenly finding themselves in debt. They're obviously, everybody's in debt when you get a home, but life just goes down. Because you have to see, first of all, does buying a home helps you? And especially, what is the number of that home? What is the direction of that home? What state are you getting the home in? So let's say you're born in New Delhi, you're going to Madhya Pradesh to live, or you're going to Uttar Pradesh to live. What is that signifying getting the home in there? So Vastu Shastra becomes important. But let's say you're permanently at some residence, it's just not helping you being there. You just know the energy is not right. Well, bringing a vehicle is like, taking a soap on top of a dirty person and just like washing them away. So that becomes a very, very important thing. This is why these subtle things are important in life. So, and it just came out of nowhere, just by discussing it, and I was just like, yeah, I need to go and return my car, and I have to see about leasing the new car. So, that's, and I'm so glad I was just emailing him about this because it just like if you wanna, let's say you wanna give a reading to someone, find out what car they have. Find out what car they have, boom, and see what happened after they got that car. See, you gotta bless me, and you gotta give me 10% off your promotion when you get. You gotta send it my way. I should set up an account. I'm like, everybody who prospers from this video, send it to me, so I can get myself a Ferrari Spider. I don't think I even want that car because that's a manual car. I only like driving automatic. But anyway, so that's something I wanted to discuss with you guys. So let me know, what car do you guys have? What car do you guys have? Ford Focus. And do you know your nakshatra? So you've got a Ford Focus, okay? Let's see. Wow, there is no F. There's no sound for fa, pa. Foo. Wow, there's actually no sound for fa. Look at that luck. I gotta look at the sound fa, p, fa, ph. Okay. Oh, I see. Yeah, it's gotta be ph. People. Ford. Wow, they don't have any. That's so funny. There's nothing for fa. What else? So I guess that car. Okay, so you have Mazda, luck. Luck has Mazda. So see if you have any prominent planet sitting in Magha Nakshatra. And at the same time, see if Magha is on the cusp of one of the houses. So do you have any planets in Magha? Because I can tell you right now what will happen or what is happening. Uh, so luck is not answering. Well, it's gonna be quite complicated to give you guys these live readings because most of the time you guys don't reply. Luck, none in Maga. Okay, so what cusp Maga is on? Which house is your sign of Leo in your chart, Luck? Which house? Ninth house. Okay. So when you got that Mazda car, natural interest in spiritual studies, religion, spirituality came in, and you also found a mentor. You started traveling to long distance places. You had a great desire to explore different cultural avenues, but mainly wanting to really get a higher education, and also luck would increase. So what happened once you got that car? Luck. See, I wish there was a faster way to interact with you guys, but there isn't. All right, see? That's so Ma activated your 9th house energy of luck. So if you want to get a higher education, you want to understand, you want to find a guru, this Mazda is going to help you. Now, obviously, your 10th house cusp. Now, I'm not sure if it's at cusp and also. So cusp makes a strong thing in this, like to take the degree of the ascendant and put that degree in each of your house cusps and see what degree a nakshatra is at that point and what padha. But just by the house itself will activate the house. So what card do you have? You have a Jeep Wrangler. So Jeep, is that a company's name? Maruti. Maruti 800. So Manan Sharma, where is your do you have any planets in Magha? Or which house cusp is Magha occurring on? Hello? Mr. Sharma. Answer me, Mr. Sharma. What if you have any planets in Magha or Magha occurring on the cusp? Please tell me only if you're going to answer my second question, please. Because it shouldn't be taking this long. Magha ascendant. Okay. So you getting that will improve. Maruti will improve your health, will give you recognition, fame, and will put you into a authoritative position. Naturally, you will also be attaining real estate. You will also find yourself making a connection with either UK, Monaco, Belgium, or Japan. in your life because of this car. No, that's okay. If it's your ascendant nakshatra, that is actually very important. You don't have to have planets in that nakshatra. And shows you must have dealt with ancestral property once you got that car. So Manan, what happened? What happened when you got the Maruti? It'll be interesting if I actually gave you guys a reading based on your cars and what car you may want. So where's Mr. Sharma? Man, come on, man! You guys gotta answer me quick. I ain't got time, man. I ain't got time. Okay, so I guess Mercedes 300 Maga Senen, no planets with moon in Purva Falguni. Okay, so Sikon P. What happened in your life after you got your Mercedes? Did the similar things happen what I was just explaining to Manan Sharma? And also dealing with ancestors would be happening. Yashi, come here. Because Maga definitely activates things with ancestors and Pitris and lineage and DNA. Hello. So Mike, where is you got Mazda demo? Which house is your do you have any planets in Maga or do you which house cusp is Maga occurring on? First, Sikon, I didn't get that. What does it mean by first? 10th house. Okay, so you getting the car most definitely activated everything about your career and reputation. Career would flourish for the person. Now, obviously, we don't know how your chart is, what planet is on there, or where the your 10th lord is placed. Because I have to see. I remember what I said. Activating a certain house will be good or may not be good, but activating your getting the Mazda or whatever car you were just telling me would have given you a boost in your career. So did that occur? I don't know who I was talking to. I completely forgot. Um, okay, you did get a job. Okay, and then you lost it. And then what happened? Because it's not just one event. It'll trigger. So maybe your 10th lord might be in Punarvasu. You were talking to me. No, I was talking to the other individual who was saying the Magha was in their 10th house. They're not answering. So Leslie, what car do you have? Do you have a car? Hello, Leslie. You wanted me to pick you, so I'm picking you. You gotta answer fast. What car do you have? This is either going too quick or... Okay, this is... I don't think this is the right way to do this live reading because I don't get the answer right away. And then I'm just like waiting because it's a back and forth interaction. Nissan Altima. I just lost it. Okay, so you probably should have Vishaka somewhere. Let me see here. T222. Ni. Oh no, Anuradha. Sorry, yeah. So do you have any planets in Anuradha? Leslie, do you have any planet in Anuradha, or which house the Anuradha cusp is in? Even if is it even on the cusp? That's another thing I should mention. It has to be on the cusp of the house. Any planets in Scorpio in Anuradha Nakshatra? This is for Leslie. Please answer me fast. I had just got a new job. No, I don't. I know that, but what house is Anuradha Nakshatra in your chart? Or do you have any planets in Scorpio and which house it's in? Or what houses and what cusp the Anuradha Nakshatra is occurring on? I need to know that so I can see what's going on. What will it activate for you? Like, do you have Rahu in Anuradha? Do you have Saturn in Anuradha? What do you got? Oh my god, I don't just say that again. Okay, this is not gonna work. Never mind. It's just not gonna be feasible. So anyway, so hopefully you guys can test this out in your own life. And like I said, if you need to know what nakshatra and padha your planets are on, and then you can also see the nakshatra sound on it, just go to my website astrologycares.com in the report, and then you can also Google nakshatra sounds as well. Anyway, and also I have the nakshatra reading open as well, the Navamsha nakshatra. So that's available as well. I might bring a new option. Yes, I will tonight. What time is it right now? It's almost 6. It's 5:30. Probably by 9:30, 10 is when you should check my website for this new option. Okay? So anyway, guys, see you later.